What's up, guys? This time we're looking back at the Toronto Raptors 2019 Finals mystery. Was it supposed to happen or was it a coincidence? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like down below and subscribe to channel. Canada won. Did they actually? Just the last week, with all this time on my hands, I thought about the last championship run in the NBA. What was the memorable part of it, or was it worth remembering? But what if the Golden State Warriors star players were healthy? Would Raptors still be the champions? I wanted to understand the month of May and June 2019 of the NBA history. Can Raptors be treated as real champions? Let's take a look at the biggest stories of this clash. Seems like just yesterday Kawhi's shot versus 76ers went through the net to advance Toronto Raptors to the NBA Conference Finals. Some might say the most amazing shot in history, even facts can prove that. It was only the second ever made last possession shot in NBA playoff history to end the series. That must prove something. So, after this incredible ending, they went past the Milwaukee Bucks and ended up in the finals against Golden State Warriors, last 2-year reigning champions. The question became apparent. Why would this championship become forgotten? Well, first of all, LeBron didn't participate in the finals for the first time since 2010. Yes, this season he had by far the most sold NBA jerseys, he has by far the most Instagram followers of any other NBA player. Easy answer. Purely by popularity, this championship saw a decline. Of course, the Warriors had a roster stuffed with star names, having 5 All-Stars from the last year in the starting 5, for the first time in the NBA in 42 years. But did an average NBA fan know something about Raptors players or even the team? I'm sure that a dude who watches NBA games once a week has a year 2000 Vince Carter NBA Slam Dunk Contest win in mind when Raptor team is called. That's already 20 years ago. But now, the team had Kawhi, whose only social work is being memeable. Siakam is a player from overseas, has progressed tremendously but doesn't have a flashy game or social media presence. Who comes after them? Oh, Kyle Lowry, only the most unsuccessful playoff player in the last decade. At least that is what the internet says, so everybody thinks that, right? Serge Ibaka, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Norman Powell, hard-nosed guys who most NBA teams would love to have on their roster, but are NBA observers intrigued to watch them? None of them make amazing highlights, make unforgettable speeches, but they can help a team win a championship. We saw that with our own eyes. Raptors team has a great basketball squad, but no one actually knows that. Championship matchup with Golden State Warriors going against Toronto Raptors was a success story for Toronto and Canada as a whole nation. But viewers in other areas of the world, especially USA, don't care as much about the team's game. The series in overall viewership were the least watched since 2009 finals. 10 years people were on their toes while the NBA games were on, but this year only Canada was like that. The people loved to watch their team's first title run. 56% of Canadians watched at least a part of all the games in series. USA didn't care about it even close to that state. In not so long Toronto Raptors NBA basketball history, Canada has always been treated like the little child. Yes, there also used to be another NBA team based in Canada, the Vancouver Grizzlies. But that's a whole different story. Players not wanting to be away from their families while being in Canada, different culture and cold weather in Toronto's winters. Because of these reasons, players pushed the team to be traded away from them. Even though the team has been getting only better and better by the years. The lifestyle in Canada and Toronto particularly has gotten on the same level as the US teams, even blew past most of other NBA cities. Players come here and enjoy this place and overall experience. It's a really beautiful place, CJ McCollum said about City of Toronto in his own podcast Pull Up. Blake Griffin even has Toronto as one of his Mount Rushmore NBA cities he enjoys to be in. But the perception in USA still stays. People don't change their mind that fast, so clearly, America still thinks Canada just isn't a real NBA team. Toronto Raptors were in the NBA Finals for the first time in 25 years of franchise existing. But for the Warriors, this was the 5th time in last 5 years. In short, Golden State was banged up and the injuries, fatigue were piling up on their shoulders. Klay Thompson left at the end of Game 2 with hamstring injury. Game 3, they played without Thompson and backup center Kevon Looney. The last deciding games were a huge story, but something that at the same time made the Raptors championship feel less earned. In second quarter of Game 5, Kevin Durant, who returned for the first time in 9 games after suffering a right calf injury, injured. You guessed, the same right calf, but this time it was far more severe. He ruptured his Achilles tendon and was out for the rest of the series. In the last 6th game of the series, Klay Thompson aggravated the same leg that he was playing on for all of the series, but like Durant, this time he wasn't lucky. Last 2 minutes and 22 seconds of the game, Klay Thompson tears his ACL. His and the whole Golden State Warriors team season is basically over. This was the last sad mark for the Golden State Warriors year. Before Thompson's injury, they still had a chance to win. Score was 102-108 with Raptors in the lead. Now let's think, does this NBA championship still feel as important? The Warriors played most of the series without key players, or with them being severely injured. Biggest part of the lifting was on Stephen Curry's and Draymond Green's shoulders, and we saw what happens when these two literally have to carry the team on their back. 2019 and 2020 regular season, when Warriors had this situation with mostly them carrying this team, it wasn't pretty to watch. So basically we can say that in the finals, the Warriors was led by Curry, Green, injured Iguodala, Cousins in half-decent basketball shape after returning in spring. On the other hand, Raptors had put together a team that had a monster. Kawhi Leonard, who was feeling great and well rested with all season sitting bunch of games out. And let's not forget about Santa's little helpers, Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam, Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka, Norman Powell and Fred VanVleet. Kawhi Leonard was always the player that Toronto needed, steady leader with a killer instinct. Throughout the series he scored at will when they needed with no hesitation. Unfortunately, DeMar DeRozan or Kyle Lowry were never able to do that fully as the team's first and second scoring options. Now, Lowry being the assistant, he felt like a fish in the water. He did the exact things the team needed to reach the goal. He was averaging the least points in regular season in 6 years, but he was facilitating his teammates with most assists ever, 8.7 a game. He played chippy, grimy, did all so Kawhi could put the team on the pedestal. That is the true Kyle, and now he and the team knew how to have the most success. Players were playing in unison, hungry for the first win individually or the first title for the team. And mostly, these teams aren't lost in sight. But the 2018-2019 Toronto Raptors were the quiet assassins with the help of the opponents getting injured. Let's agree, this is not a headline that makes a team greatest, team the most respected and remembered while watching the list of NBA champions. Warriors being as weak as they were and Raptors running on all cylinders, it just wasn't a fair fight. NBA community was saddened by the injuries of the Warriors players. News were recycling information about what happened to Warriors, not what Raptors did on the court and how they won NBA Finals 4-2. But we can't forget and not respect these teams' success. Canada won. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about the Raptors championship. Maybe you think some other wins are lost in the history even deeper.